Florida Governor DeSantis, whatever his name is, he has rejected an advanced placement African American studies course, although he has language and culture courses for other groups of people. He has language and culture courses for other races of people, but he rejects the black one. That is discrimination. That is a violation of 14th Amendment equal protection under the law. Not only that, for those of y'all who don't know, you cannot discriminate in publicly funded programs. The governor of Florida can lose all of his federal funding for discriminating against black students in the name of public education. He can't do that unless he's willing to lose all the hundreds of millions of dollars that Florida gets from the federal government for the public school. So here's my question. If it is illegal for Governor DeSantis to reject the African American studies course when he has studies courses for other cultures, it's illegal for him to do that. You cannot discriminate in federally funded public school programs. You cannot do it. So here's my question. Why hasn't the Congressional Black Caucus? I'm trying to figure out. This man is blatantly breaking the law. You have a governor of one of your largest states blatantly breaking the law, and I haven't heard nothing from President Joe Biden. I haven't heard nothing from Vice President Kamala Harris. I haven't heard anything about the unconstitutionality of this from Supreme Court Justice Thomas or Supreme Court Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson or Jackson Brown. I haven't heard nothing at all from the NAACP. Somebody got to help me understand, how is this man breaking the law, discriminating in a federally funded program, which is public education, discriminating against in a federally funded program against black children, and nobody's taking him to court? Nobody has asked for a court injunction. Why isn't Barack and Michelle, where them two Negroes at, making all that money selling books about being the first black president and first black first lady, all that millions of dollars? You mean to tell me they both got a law degree? Don't Obama and Michelle have law degrees? Why can't they go down to Florida and sue Florida State Supreme Court, racism, violation of federal law by the governor of Florida? Why can't Obama do it? Why can't Michelle do it? What about the Congressional Black Caucus? Why don't we hear nothing from the Congressional Black Caucus? Why are they letting this governor get away with this? Why are they letting this governor get away with this? According to federal law, you lose your money if you discriminate in federally funded programs. So why don't I hear nobody threatening this man with a lawsuit or loss of money? Why hasn't Joe Biden said, I will cut your money? Why? Why hasn't the U.S. Congress told the governor of Florida, we will cut your money? You know why? Because Joe Biden don't want the class either. Joe Biden don't want the class either. Joe Biden don't want the class either. Let me tell you guys a little secret. The Democrats and the Republicans have the same vision for blacks. Democrats and Republicans have the same vision for blacks. They just go about it differently. Let me tell you what they do. When the Democrats are the majority in Congress, they never bring up important laws that will benefit black people. Listen to me. I want my college students to listen. I want my high school students to listen. I want you to listen. This is how politics is played. When the so-called liberal party, the Democrats, they're not liberal at all. They're just as racist as the Republicans. This is how they stifle black progress. When the Congress is majority Democrat, they never pass laws that benefit black people. When the Congress is majority Democrat, they never pass laws to benefit black people. This is what they do. They might give you a little token law like the Emmett Till anti-lynching bill that can't even lock up the woman who killed Emmett Till. The Emmett Till anti-lynching bill that can't even lock up the woman who killed Emmett Till. The Emmett Till anti-lynching bill that can't even lock up the woman who killed Emmett Till. They'll give you some useless symbolic law. But listen to me. Laws that matter. Laws that matter. When laws that matter to black people are needed, the Democrats never push them through when they have a majority. They never push them through, and the Congressional Black Caucus never makes them push it through. You know what they do? They wait until the Republicans are in office. And when the Republicans have the majority, then the Democrats will send in the bill. And then they come back to Black America and say, sorry, Black America, we tried to get this. Sorry, Black America, we tried to get that. Sorry, Black America, we tried to get this. Right? And then they'll blame the Republicans for why black people don't get no resources. The Democrats will blame the Republicans for why black people don't get no resources, but they never blame themselves for not doing anything for black people when they have the majority. It's the same racism. It's the same racism. They are playing on your emotions. Democracy or revolution. Democracy or revolution. Let's go on to the next point. We talked a little bit of Pan-Africanism. We dealt with Ed Reed, Florida governor. Let's talk about Joe Biden at Dr. King's church. Let's talk about the president at Dr. King's church. Now, I'm trying to find out why in the hell did Congressman Raphael Warnock, why did you see fit to bring the president of the United States, who ain't done nothing for black people? In 2 years, he been president. 2 years. Term halfway over. He's probably going to be a one-termer. He ain't done nothing for black people. And you brought him to Dr. King's church to watch y'all catch the Holy Ghost. See, this is the problem I have with religious Negroes. This is the problem I have with religious Negroes. We always love to make white people who mistreat us feel comfortable around us. We love to make white people who mistreat us feel comfortable around us. We love to make people who don't like us feel comfortable. Joe Biden didn't want to be there. Did y'all invite him? Did y'all invite him to Dr. King's church to honor Dr. King? Did y'all invite him there? Somebody check the record. I don't want to be wrong. Can somebody check the record? I don't want to be wrong, but I'm almost certain Joe Biden voted against Dr. King's birthday becoming a federal holiday. Can somebody check the record, please? Can somebody please check the record? I'm almost certain Joe Biden voted against Dr. King's birthday becoming a federal holiday. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. But I think Joe Biden voted against Dr. King's birthday becoming a federal holiday. I know he voted against school desegregation in Delaware. I know he voted against school desegregation in Delaware. I know he voted against school desegregation. So you're telling me a man who voted against Dr. King's work, he was alive and in office during Dr. King's time. Joe Biden did not, a Southern Democrat in Delaware, Southern Democrat did not support Dr. King. So why is he in Dr. King's church honoring Dr. King? Why is he at Dr. King's church honoring Dr. King? Raphael Warnock, what is your problem, sir? Why was he there? And you know what I hate? When white people come to a black church, when white people come to a black church, why do we always have to do a little extra? The Holy Ghost is extra. The singing is extra. The dancing is almost like a minstrel show. It's almost like a minstrel show, because soon when white people show up, we got to be extra. We got to be extra. He had no business being there, shouldn't have been there, didn't want to be there. And what do? We entertained him like field Negroes are supposed to do. We entertained the president like field Negroes are supposed to do. My God. People treat us like shit and we roll out the red carpet. People treat us like shit and we roll out the red carpet. Can somebody tell me how the Ukrainians is getting Social Security checks while the U.S. government is saying Social Security is in danger? Can somebody help me tonight? Can somebody help your brother King Kong tonight? How are the Ukrainians getting Social Security checks when the government says they don't have enough money for Social Security? I need somebody to help me one time. I need somebody to help me one time. How are the Ukrainians getting Social Security checks? How are the Ukrainians getting Social Security checks and the government says they don't have enough money to continue Social Security? Somebody help me out. Free housing, free medical, Social Security checks. But you got homeless black people in every major city. You got homeless black people, no medical, no housing, no Social Security. Homeless black veterans who fought in your war, no housing, no medical, no SSI, but the Ukrainians. The Ukrainians can come and take food out of black people's mouths, and we're the people who built the country. And y'all can't wait to go vote Democrat November after next. Y'all cannot wait to go vote Democrat November after next. Y'all can't wait to go vote Democrat November after next. Lord have mercy. What is the definition of insanity? What is the definition of insanity? Doing the same thing over and over and over and over again, expecting a new result. Nancy Pelosi has resigned. Nancy Pelosi has resigned. Can somebody tell me what happened to the George Floyd Police Accountability Bill? Can somebody tell me whatever happened to the George Floyd Police Accountability Bill? Can somebody help me understand what happened to the George Floyd Police Accountability Bill? Remember George Floyd, who got choked out? And we had a massive protest that was invaded by the snow bunnies? Remember that 2 years ago? Massive protests against police brutality, and the bill still isn't law. What is the Congressional Black Caucus doing? What is Joe Biden doing about the George Floyd bill? But y'all want black people to go vote again? Y'all want black people to go vote again? Really? You think getting Brittany Griner home for Christmas was enough? You think getting Brittany Griner home for Christmas was enough? You think getting Brittany Griner home for Christmas was enough? I'm going to move on. Let's move on. Sheila Jackson Lee anti-white supremacy bill. Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee anti-white supremacy bill. Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee anti-white supremacy bill. Here's what I want to say to Congresswoman Lee, who's a beautiful sister, even at her age, drop dead gorgeous. Black don't crack. Queen Mother Sheila Jackson Lee. I want you to think about this anti-white supremacy bill real carefully. And the reason I want you to think about this anti-white supremacy bill real carefully, Congressman Sheila Jackson Lee, is because if this bill gets passed, it's going to be used against black people more than it gets used against white people. So I'm going to dare say I cannot support your bill, Congresswoman Lee, unless it's only against white people. Because if this is going to be a multicultural bill, I cannot support it because your bill seeks to cut down on quote unquote hate speech. Who determines what is hate speech? According to your bill, people in the conscious community can be charged with a federal offense simply for telling the truth about white people. According to your bill, if your language isn't specific enough, this so-called white supremacy bill can end up being an anti-black freedom of speech bill. So, dear Congresswoman Lee, although I think you mean well, sister, I think you mean well, I want you to double check this bill, because if you're going to fight for a bill that restricts speech, they're going to use it against black people more than against white people. And how do I know this? Because we already have a federal hate crimes bill. The federal hate crimes bill was supposed to protect black people. The federal hate crimes bill was supposed to protect black people. The federal hate crimes bill was supposed to protect black people, but the federal hate crimes bill is being used against black people more than white people. Sheila Jackson Lee, I need you to rethink this. I need you to rethink this. And no disrespect, Congresswoman Lee, my dear elder. No disrespect, Congresswoman Lee, my dear elder. But I think you could put your time to better use by putting a bill through Congress for black jobs, to put trade schools back in the black high schools, to change the incarceration laws. See, I'm trying to understand why the Congressional Black Caucus is always majoring in the minors. I'm trying to understand why the Congressional Black Caucus is always majoring in the minors. I'm not going to say that that's not relevant, but that's not our biggest problems. Congresswoman Lee, our biggest problems are miseducation. How about a bill for black teachers? How about a bill for community control of the public schools? Gentrification. How about a bill to help the black homelessness? Police genocide. How about pushing the George Floyd police accountability bill? economic castration. How about a reparations bill or economic stimulus bill for Black America? Miseducation, mass incarceration, gentrification, police genocide, access to wealth, not restricting hate speech. Don't get me wrong. Hate speech is dangerous, but that's not the biggest problem we have. Congresswoman Lee, focus on the main problems we have, sister. Put a bill through for jobs, a bill through for schools, a bill through for mass incarceration, a bill for homelessness, a bill for reparations, not no white hate speech, because they're going to use it against us more than a white.